اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. The hadith for today has been brought forward by Imam Bayhaqi, Shu'ab al-Iman, and the narrator of the hadith is Abi Zarin radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. An Abi Zarin qala dakhaltu ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Hazrat Abi Zar says that I entered in front of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. قال قلت يا رسول الله أوصني. And I said to him that, O Prophet of Allah, please advise me. قال أوصيك بتقوى الله. The Prophet said, have Allah's taqwa, have consciousness of Allah. وَإِنَّهُ أَزْيَنُ لِأَمْرِكَ كُلِّهِ. This will decorate all your works. قُلْتُ زِدْنِي. I said, advise me more. قال, he said, عَلَيْكَ بِتَلَابَةِ الْقُرْآنِ وَذِكْرِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. Make yourself compulsory of recitation of the Holy Quran and the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَإِنَّهُ ذِكْرٌ لَكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ وَنُورٌ لَكَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. This will be a source of your discussion in the skies, and it will be a source of lightning for you on the earth. قُلْتُ زِدْنِي. I said, please advise me more. قَالَ عَلَيْكَ بَطُولِ الصَّمْتِ. He said, make yourself compulsory to be more silent. وَعَوْنٌ لَكَ عَلَىٰ أَمْرِ دِينِكَ. And this will help you in your matters of deen and obligations. قُلْتُ زِدْنِي. I said, advise me more. قَالَ إِيَّاكَ وَكَثْرَةَ الضَّحْكِ. He said, refrain from laughing more. وَإِنَّهُ يُمِيتُ الْقَلْبَ. Because laughing more brings the death to your heart. وَيَذْهَبَ بِنُورِ الْوَجْهِ. And it erases the light on your face, the glitter on your face. قُلْتُ زِدْنِي. I said, advise me more. قَالَ قُلِ الْحَقِّ وَإِنْ كَانَ مُرًّا. He said, always say the truth, even if it is bitter. قُلْتُ زِدْنِي. I said, advise me more. قَالَ لَا تَخَفْ فِي اللَّهِ لَوْمَةَ لَائِمٍ. He said, do not fear of a person who rebukes you in the pathway of Allah. قُلْتُ زِدْنِي. I said, advise me more. قَالَ لِيَحْجُرْكَ عَنِ النَّاسِ مَا تَعْلَمُ فِي مِن نَفْسِكَ. What you know about yourself should keep you away from the defects and shortcomings of the people. It's a little lengthy hadith, but it is very self-explanatory. Not much there to explain. The first thing that the Prophet of Allah advised and admonished was, have fear of Allah, taqwa. And this will decorate your work. The more you have taqwa, the more you will rise in the matters of deen. There are 3 levels of deen as narrated in the one hadith that I told you, Hadith Jibreel, in which Jibreel al-Islam says that the first stage is Islam, the second stage is Iman, the third stage is Ihsan. But you have to climb these with the help of taqwa. The more you have taqwa, you will come to Islam. The more you have taqwa, you will come to Iman. The more you have taqwa, you you will come to the highest position of ihsan. And ihsan, he said, was أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. That you worship and serve Allah as if you are seeing Allah. And if you cannot imagine that, then at least imagine that Allah sees you. When you have that kind of feeling that I am being watched by Allah, He is always watching me, that decorates your work. That the worship that you do, it becomes beautiful. So he said, have fear of Allah and have the consciousness of Allah. You will rise in the matters of deen and your work will become beautiful, it will be decorated. The second thing was that he said that you recite the Holy Quran and perform zikr. And this will definitely be a source of your discussion in the skies, and it will be a source of glittering light on your earth. Because Quran Majid is the best of the zikr. Swad wal Quran is his zikr, it is full of zikr, and when it enters your heart, it clears away the darknesses inside, the sins inside, washes them away, and you get lightning inside. And when you get the lightning inside, then everything becomes very clear to you. As the Holy Prophet once said, that there is one thing in your body that if that is right, your whole body will be right. And if that is wrong, your whole body will be wrong. And that is Allah wahi al-qalb. You should beware of that, that is your heart. So Quran reaches the heart. It enlightens the heart. When the heart is enlightened, everything is enlightened. He has a clear picture that who am I, what am I, why have I been created, what is my aims and objectives, and everything becomes very clear to you. So he said it will be a light for you on the earth, and it will be a source of discussion for you on the skies. And that goes with the hadith in which the Holy Prophet says that when people will get collected in one of the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, say in a masjid, and they discuss Quran Majid and do zikr with it, then Allah puts the sakina, the peace in their heart, and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala overwhelms them. And the angels, they encircle them, and Allah discusses them. Those who are discussing Quran, Allah discusses them with the angels high above. So it will be a source of your discussion in the skies. Allah discusses them. Look at my people. They are learning my book. They are reciting my book. They are looking at the laws and injunctions in that. So Allah is happy, and Allah discusses them in the higher in the skies. Third thing he said was, be more silent. That doesn't mean that you do not talk, but be always silent, and silent means thinking. Always have a pensive mood. Pensive is fikr mandi, fikr. You should be silent, always thinking about the hereafter, about the love of Allah, about the pleasure of Allah, about how to find out my way in this world, so that I may be successful in the world, in the next world. So always be silent. Your silence should be full of thoughts and in a pensive mood. And that will ward off the shaitan. Because the more you talk, the more you make mistakes. A more person talks, he may lie, he may slander, he may backbite, he may put the blame on somebody, he may falsely accuse somebody. So the more a person talks, the more he commits mistake. And the lesser he talks, the lesser mistakes will there be. And so the shaitan is warded off, and this helps you in your obligations regarding deen. As in one of the hadiths, the Prophet says, Man kana yuminu billahi wal yawmil akhir. Any one of you who has the faith in Allah and the day of hereafter, وَلْيَقُلْ خَيْرًا أَوْ لِيَسْمُتْ. He should speak, if he speaks, he should speak in a good manner, or he should keep silent. Because the Kiraman Katibin, the angels sitting on the right and left, they are noting everything. So مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. They are noting, and any word that we say, they catch it, and they are very watchful, and they write it down. And this will be presented before us on the day of Qiyamah. So it is better to talk not to talk too much, but to talk less, but that silence should be full of pensiveness. You should have the fikr of the akhirah. The fourth thing he said was, don't laugh too much. It brings death to your heart. Because inside the heart is realization, the awareness. That is very important. The heart is aware, it realizes that I am answerable to Allah, and that realization and the concept of awareness, that is lost. So that brings carelessness and negligence in one's actions and deeds. So that brings the death of the heart. As the Holy Prophet said, that I swear by the Lord in whose hand is my life, that if you knew everything that I knew, then you would laugh less and cry more. So I know much more. So this life that Allah has given us, it's not meant for to enjoy. This is a very special life, and the result depends on this life of the hereafter. The reward and the punishment, it all depends on what kind of life and seriousness you have. The life, رَبَّنَا مَا خَلَقْتَ هَذَا بَاطِلًا. Oh Allah, you have not made this life just a purposeless life. You have made a very purposeful life, and so you should be always serious about this matter. Show seriousness. Don't always keep on laughing. That has a death to the heart. Then he said the fifth thing was, speak the truth, even if it is bitter. If one speaks, as the Prophet said, Al-Haqqu Murrun, and what you say, if it is the truth, it is bitter. Sometimes it pinches you, the person rebukes you. But it is better to speak the truth and face the music and face the adversity, but that is only temporary, because later on things will go better for him. But if one evades the truth and he says false and he lies, for the moment he is saved, but soon he will be caught in bitterness and harshness. And the bitterness in the hereafter, that will be too much for him. He said always say the truth, and even if it is bitter, and don't mix truth with falsehood. That is chewing with words. If you have to say somebody, sometimes people, they have to make a decision, they don't make a decision right away, or a clear decision. They mince their words, they chew their words, so that the people do not get the real what he wants to say. Don't mix the falsehood with truth, say the truth. And even if it is bitter, it will be better for Allah Ta'ala will make the way easy for you. And then he said, have no fear of rebuking. That is, when if you say the truth, if you are on the right path, the people will definitely talk against you, and this is malamat. The malamat is the rebuking. The malamat is of two kinds. One is when a person, the other person scolds you or disgraces you, and he says that you are stupid, you are mad, you are out of your mind, what's the matter with you? And he scolds it in this manner. This is also rebuking. The other rebuking, that is rebuking in a very pleasant manner, in a very soft manner. That as the Sahaba, the companions, when they brought Islam, so their uncles and their elders would come to them and would rebuke in a very soft manner. What has happened to you? Take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, at least take care of your wife, take care of your children. What about your future and career? At least take care of your parents. They have not cherished you. They have feelings for you. Where are you going? So in this manner, this is also a rebuking. This is a rebuking of the other kind. The Prophet says, don't fear the rebuking, because you are on the right path and every kinds of difficulties will come for you. But وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Say what is the truth, and then be patient and enduring. The last thing he said was, if you know yourself, this will keep you away from finding the defects and faults and shortcomings of the other. Before looking into other people's defects, first look at yourself. Because when somebody points a finger at the other person, you say, I know you are this and you are that. He should know the finger that he is pointing 3 fingers towards himself. So that means that thrice he should first look into himself, then pointing the finger at anybody else. So charity begins at home, and he should look into himself, and if he looks into himself, he will find many faults in himself, and that will be a source for him that he can correct himself rather than criticizing others. So it's better to look into yourself before criticizing others. That's what the Prophet is saying, that if you know yourself, this will keep you away from criticizing others and finding defects and faults in the others. But if you do find there is a defect in your brother and you want to admonish him, you want to advise him, then this is not the method that you start advising him in front of everybody and pointing a finger at him and in a very high-pitched tone. That is not the proper manner. The proper manner is take him to a side and see that nobody is there, and then advising him in a very sincere manner, so that he should also feel that he is my brother, he is sincere to me, and he really wants to correct me, not that he is making fun of me. So that is the manner that you should do, if you have to do. Otherwise, the best thing is first look into yourself, and that will at least save you from pointing fingers at others. So these were the advices that the Holy Prophet is giving us, and may Allah Ta'ala give us the courage that these advices come into our life and we may lead a pure life, and Allah may be pleased with us. Barakallahu li wa lakum.